Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So let's see what's going on in the world. Yeah, this is not good. Ukraine conscripts army reservists age 18 to 60. Wow. Satellite images show new Russian activity. UK has sanctions. In locker says trust amidst crisis. Okay, so I don't think there's going to be any good news in the short term, to be honest. And I don't even know if this really could have been avoided. Okay, well, let's look and see what's going on. Or at least let's look and see what Sky News says is going on. Okay, Ukraine to introduce state of emergency. The country's top security officials have said a state of emergency will now be introduced in all Ukrainian territories with the exception of two regions. Okay, the exception are Donetsk and Luhansk in the east of Ukraine, which are partially held by Russian-backed separatists. Okay, so basically the parts that Russia has annexed already, effectively. Okay. Analysts, how has Asia responded to Russia? Well, before I even read this, we already knew. They already done their underground deal with China, and China's cool. Putin went over to China and say, I'm going to do this. Are you good with it? And China said, come on, we got our own one to do it over our side. So, of course, we're cool. Do what you're doing. Okay, China. Brilliant. That's the first one I jumped on. I don't even know why they're even attempting to do this. China's obviously already said they're going to back Russia from when they was halfway through the Winter Olympics. China has condemned only one aspect of the situation in Ukraine so far: the U.S. sanctions applied to Russia. The problem is with the sanctions is that obviously now that Russia's already eaten the sanctions, they might as well go ahead. That's the only thing. Like, there is no, like, what more apart from the US actually going into Ukraine and helping the Ukrainian people fight Russia. There's nothing else more they can do. They just, so it's really yeah, of course. UK plans to guarantee 500 million in loans to support Ukraine. $500 million in loans. So this is how they profit from it. This is going to be their profit. Unless Ukraine lose, obviously, which is almost certain that they're going to lose. The Foreign Office has announced $500 million in loans to help Ukraine and mitigate the economic effects of Russian aggression. It's crazy because if they loan it to them and they lose, who's paying for that money? Looks like they're coming for the taxpayer. You know that money we gave to the Ukrainian people? Can I just get that back? And Russia are not going to pay, so it's going to be down to us. We're putting the money where our mouths are and using Britain's economic expertise and strengths to support the people of Ukraine. You mean you're putting them in financial debt to you to pay it off for the next, what, God knows how long, next 4 generations. The financial support following by the announcement of sanctions on some Russian banks and wealthy businessmen yesterday. Honestly, when they, this is Putin, they're like, sanctions, and Putin's just carrying on his day. More sanctions. What should I have for lunch? More sanctions. I think I'll have tuna. Nothing. The guy is unwavering. He's unflinching. He does not care. And the thing about it in Russia, from what I've seen, and Allah truly knows best, is that Putin seems to be the boss there. It's not like in the UK where and America where some rich businessmen and guys who have money own the government. It seems to be that Putin runs things from the top to the bottom. Not that I agree with anything he does, but he has more respect than our leaders. And obviously Boris Johnson's like a wally, so naturally anyone has more respect than him. Yeah. War's not good, subhanAllah. Tough cookie. Former President Donald Trump has claimed that the Russian aggression against Ukraine would never have happened if he were still in power. Facts. Absolute facts. This would have never happened. Why? Because Donald Trump is concerned with the USA. He's not concerned with expanding NATO. Yeah. The 70-year also heard about the current president Joe Biden accusing him of being weak in his position. Yeah, of course he is. Joe Biden is like the guy doesn't know which way he's up at the moment. The reason why Putin wouldn't have done it if Trump was in place is because Trump seems to be serious in his, like, Trump says he's going to do something. He seems like, yeah, he's going to do it. Do you notice that when Trump was in power, there were so many people that stepped lightly? North Korea, Trump went over there. None of the other leaders. The only other serious leader are these two, basically. These are the only two serious ones. Boris Johnson's the joker. Joe Biden's a joker. The French president is a joker. All of them are jokers. None of them, I can see exactly why Putin takes none of them seriously. None of them have anything about them that you take seriously. The government is turning up to a gunfight with a pea shooter. Why? Because they're not serious. As the West woke up to Russia incursion into Ukraine, the coordinated response began with leaders announcing limited sanctions and the promise of more. No, not more sanctions. No. Their aim outlined by leaders. So basically they're saying, we're going to sanction you, Russia, and because we're going to sanction you, don't take this massive piece of land, because we know our sanctions is obviously worth a lot more than that massive piece of land, literally in the palm of your hands. We need to keep some sanctions in our locker, both so we can tighten the vice on Russia if it doesn't de-escalate, so that we can respond to further aggression. Doesn't matter. These guys are jokers, man. There's no point in going over this story, man. Well, the markets aren't generally. Let's see what the markets are saying, because I know this ended up a bit. Here. Yeah, this ended a bit down, what have you, like that. The markets are going to be funny about this, really. That's the only real reason I'm even really interested in the news, to be honest. I have no power over this. You know, I hope war doesn't happen, but subhanAllah, it seems that it is on its way. Oh, Life flash before eyes. Maybe for next video. Okay, on that point, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Please comments, concerns, insights, please drop them in the comment section below. And I'll speak to you all soon.